I got a son. He raps. His rap name is Tut Tarantino. If you ever listen to some of his raps, I'm like, oh my God, where does this come from, son? You grew up in a gated community your whole life.
Yo, Michael Irvin snapped.
Game to win. Game hard.
What's going on, y'all? Nick here, coming to you with another video. So check this one out, y'all. So, you know, everyone by now, I'm sure you guys know about Ja Morant. But this is the thing, right? Ja Morant is such an incredible talent. I remember when I first heard about Ja Morant. I mean, this boy, it's like I felt like he came out of nowhere, especially since there was all this hype about Zion Williamson. You know what I'm saying? And Zion deserves all the credit, even though I wish he was more healthy, but that's besides the point. Ja Morant, I felt like he was kind of overshadowed by, you know, all the Zion hype. But then when Ja was in the league, all I kept seeing was all these highlights of Ja Morant dunking, and this man is just a complete monster. I mean, his athleticism, his speed, his creativity is off the chain. And you know, the reason why I'm doing this video is because fundamentally this dude, he's making a lot of foolish decisions, and he's literally fumbling the bag because he's hanging around just complete morons. I don't know who these people are that, you know, try to present themselves as his friends, but it's clearly not doing him any justice because, again, people the likes of Ja Morant, they are literally blessed with a talent that many of us would never understand. You know what I'm saying? We may want to be, quote unquote, couch coaches, you know what I'm saying? Armchair coaches or whatever you want to call it. But truth be told, we are not privy to what it actually takes to be in the NBA, what it means to actually be an athlete. Ja Morant has God-given talent, the type of talent that if he had, you know, some common sense about himself, that type of money can literally bless his whole community. If he really was trying to be down with the crew, if he just had the right head upon his shoulders, he can literally bless the entire community. But he's trying to be down with the crew, he's trying to be down with the hood dudes, and I just don't understand it. So I'm glad Michael Irvin really is just calling this out for what it is, especially in the context that, you know, he actually brings his own son. He just does a phenomenal job. Watch this. So to add some context, right, you have here, you know, Coach Prime, you know, Deion Sanders, and he actually had a tweet trying to reach out to Ja Morant, and he said, how do you see yourself? You've got to start seeing you the way God sees you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are more than a conqueror. You are created to have dominion, and you are blessed. Please understand all the positivity going on in your life and stop allowing the negativity. Again, the negativity of him hanging around a bunch of hood niggas. I'm going to just keep it a buck. That's what it is. Anyway, check out what, you know, Michael Irvin had to say about this.
Ja has to make a decision. Ja has been blessed with gifts and talents that can take him and change the outcome for his family. But everybody's not meant to go where you're going. And sometimes some of the people that have helped you get to these places, it's hard to say, man, I appreciate all the work and all the things that you've done when we've had nothing and you've helped. But I got to continue to move and go forward and try to do things the right way. And sometimes that means you don't got to cut people off, but you got to distance yourself a little bit. You can't be with people all the time and running around. I got a son. He raps. His rap name is Tut Tarantino. If you ever listen to some of his raps.
Fingers cramping. Don't do wildness, can't fill up a bill. Cars even flat like he's Stanley. Get you touch, I'm at home and still. On my son, my young niggas do damage. Free my down in that county. I have money for buying my pampers. Since a young and little been having.
I'm like, oh my God, where does this come from, son? You grew up in a gated community your whole life, but he's rapping my life because we romanticize and fantasize about that old thug life, ghetto life, and all of that stuff. When we used to work to get away from it, now we've gotten to a place somehow we're running back towards it.
Man, I could not have said it any better. Coming up from Brooklyn, New York, living in the actual hood, you know, I remember literally that was the storyline. Everybody was trying to get out. Everybody was literally trying to get out. And we congratulated people. We actually were pushing people to actually go to school, to get an education, even though I'm not saying education is the only way to get out, right? But you got to understand, at that point in time, that's all people thought was a viable option. Get an education and get out. And we actually wanted people to succeed. But there's like this crab in the bucket mentality where nowadays when people succeed, we think that we got to try to pull them down. And they're not going to say it. This is the key. I want you guys to hear what I'm saying very carefully. You see, they're not going to outwardly say that we're trying to pull you down. What they do is they do it through their actions. So they're going to keep inviting Ja Morant to all the clubs, to all the parties, you get what I'm saying, to strip clubs. Like, why are you doing that? Ja Morant needs to stay focused. I mean, again, you causing him to fumble the bag, and all you see Ja Morant is with a whole bunch of hood niggas flashing guns and thinking that he's doing something. No, son, you ain't doing a damn thing. And here's the thing, right? People could say you sound bougie. People could say that, oh, you a coon, whatever. You could say whatever you want. But now that I have a son, I literally have a newborn. I be damned if I'm trying to bring my son back to the hood. Why would I want that for him? Why would I want a life of poverty and struggle for my son? That's what I'm saying. I want you guys to actually think about this rationally. You know how hard your life was when you're living in the hood. Why would you want that for your family members? Why would you want that even for yourself? So you're going to stay in the hood so that what, you can look cool, so you can have some type of street cred? It doesn't make sense. But listen to what Mike Irvin is saying, because what he's saying is straight up facts.
Music and everything. In the days I was coming up, all of those guys that you see, the Ja Morants, them hanging around, those guys were still around us, Key. But it was, they were like, get out of here. Stop doing this. You got a chance to make it out of here the right way. So those guys would try to tell you to stop being in these neighborhoods. Stop hanging out. Go do what you have to do. It's not like that now. The guys are more hanging on and want to go with guys, and you're tearing up careers. I mean, we got to be good enough in the neighborhood to know when God has touched somebody with that gift that time is talking about, and be good enough to say, hey, man, you shouldn't be around here. You shouldn't be doing things. You got a chance to do it the right way and change a lot of lives and help out our people. And we got to be strong enough to do that.
Man, I commend Michael Irvin so much. And here's the reason why I commend him even more so, right? Because you got to understand, as a father, to say that about your own son. I mean, he's literally putting his son on display and openly showing his disapproval of his son's quote-unquote rap life, right? That's extremely tough to do. But he still is willing to do it. Why? Because that's actually the true form of love. You get what I'm saying? Even in the word, right, it says open rebuke is better than secret love. Meaning that it's not always when people tell you what you want to hear that that's love. No, sometimes people got to rebuke you, make you feel like shit in front of everybody, so that you can finally come to the conclusion that, you know what, maybe I am messing up. Maybe I need to actually start using some common sense. Because again, someone like a Ja Morant, and Ja Morant is just an archetype. There's many of you who probably have profound talent. It may not be athleticism, but maybe you're gifted in your mind. Maybe you have, you know, the ability to go to medical school or whatever type of business venture, right? You probably are blessed to some degree, and you're literally going to fumble the bag. You're going to mess up your entire life, your entire career, because you're still trying to live a fantasy, which many people that you are idolizing, every single one of them want to get out. You have Ice Cube, Ice-T, all these dudes that were thugging it back in the day. Every single one of them got out of the hood, and they literally telling you guys, do not go back. You have 50 Cent getting shot, I think it was 9 times. This man, now he's putting on suits and ties. Every single person that lived in the hood wants to get out. The youth. And here's the thing. We have to be, especially those who are older, rather than trying to promote that lifestyle. Because I be seeing Ja Morant's father. If you be watching him, he damn near look like a child his damn self. I guess his son is touching a little bit of money, so now he putting on all this youthful clothing. He acts just like a child his damn self. We as an older generation, right, we need to have the common sense that when we see someone is gifted, we need to actually tell them the harsh realities. Son, daughter, this lifestyle is not for you. Being in the streets is not for you. I hope someone is actually listening to this message. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment down below, do all that YouTube stuff. And with that being said, Nick over and out. The message sent. Jesus is King, y'all.